Hey, it's Tom,
Rumble.
and this is the happy hour. Boy, we got a lot to talk about this week, don't we?
Yep. It's
So
time.
I guess we're gonna start things off real rocking here. We're gonna talk about some of the wacky shit in Philadelphia sports this week. I guess we're gonna start right Thursday night. What about Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott spitting at each other? How do you feel about that one?
It was definitely it was a dumb move by Carter.
Right.
Dumb fucking move. I mean, I don't know what was said or what led up to that. I don't know if they have personal beef together. I don't know, but he totally walked towards the huddle, all right? And something was said, and Dak had walked forward. And yes, Dak did spit, but it was on the ground. It was towards the ground. There was nothing wrong with that. Whatever. So yeah, okay, Dak. I saw he initiated, a confrontation, but for Carter to legitimately spit right on his jersey, come on, dude. Like, that's. I mean,
I'm inclined. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm inclined to agree with you. I think they were well aware that Jalen Carter is the best player on the field on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And despite what Dak said at the post-game interview, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he got the best of Jalen Carter, and you can't do that.
No.
It almost cost them the game.
Dude, to be honest with you, if Dak wanted to be a dick, he could do it. That's
assault. Yep.
Spitting on somebody is not taking that lightly, and it's gonna see where the NFL takes it from here. Like, how far are they gonna push this issue? Because I mean, that's a serious. To me personally, think it's a serious offense.
Right.
You can have people spitting on each other.
And I think while Dak's not blameless in this,
no, not. I mean,
this is how I feel about it, and you can stop me or correct me or tell me your opinion at any point on what I'm saying here. So, this is what I think should happen as per rules of the NFL. So, you're not allowed to taunt another player at all. I saw Nolan Smith get a personal foul for making a play in the backfield, getting up and doing a quick flex while walking over the guy he tackled. Quick, nothing, no, that was a penalty.
I think the disrespect was walking over that person.
Right.
Well, not the flex. The flex is okay, I think, in my opinion. But to blatantly walk over somebody, that's like a big fuck you.
Right. I'm not disputing the fact that should be a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is if we're going to throw an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on that, then Dak spitting and doing what he did should have drew a penalty as well.
We don't know what was said.
Well, regardless of what was
said,
he had
a lot of spit in his mouth, and he had to spit on the ground.
But regardless of what was said, like I think I sent you the video of what had happened.
I think I know what was said. He probably said, "You're a motherfucking bum," and he spit and said,
"Right,
bum."
So,
I mean, that's all he could say.
So, but like, if you saw, I shared the video with you. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it or not. But Dak was saying something. He took a couple steps between his linemen, spit in the direction of Jalen Carter, started nodding his head, big, stupid smile on his face.
Yeah, he did have a big smile.
Yep. And so, to me, that should have been a taunting penalty. Yes, Jalen Carter was in the wrong. Jalen Carter should have been ejected. Jalen Carter should be fined.
Jalen Carter had no reason of even being over there, though.
No, but I don't know what led up to that.
Right. So, I think it was a frustration of them being the number one defense and the number, they're all that defense, and here they are. The Cowboys are hanging with them.
Well, this was even before the game started.
Oh yeah,
it was just the kickoff.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Neither team even played it down.
Right.
So whatever happened there. I think as a professional athlete, you have to be cognizant of the fact that, especially when you're a talent, players are gonna try to do shit like that, and now they're gonna do it every week, though.
Yep.
So I think he has to really just
grow up.
Yep. And that's what I was gonna say. Like, he's immature.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he let his emotion get the best of him.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed in him. I was disappointed in the organization. I was for a while disappointed to be an Eagles fan because that was on a network television.
The first
Everybody
game of the
who
year.
watches football was watching that game. And as an Eagles fan, we already have a bad enough reputation, so as it
The
is.
worst, yeah.
Right. And now, we have the villain of the year on our team. And
Almost like the Raiders.
it reminded me in Ndamukong Suh. Remember when he played for the Lions?
That
I'm
guy was grimy. He was
right.
gouging eyes and
I,
poking eyes. And
I'm getting the same feeling about this guy as I did him. I'm not going to take anything away from his talent, but
does he have a history of that?
well, not of that. He does have a history of being a little bit of a loose cannon when he was in college.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was a teammate or not, but he ended up driving without a license and getting into an accident and killing a friend, teammate, or whatever it was.
Okay.
So he's lucky to even be where he is right now.
Yeah, for real.
And I think you have to be aware of that. It's like, I don't ever feel sorry for NFL players who find themselves in trouble, whether it's Ray Rice or Ray Lewis or
Yeah, I was drinking. Who was drinking that?
whoever it is,
Ray Caruth.
yeah, whoever
Was it Ray
it
Caruth?
is, I don't remember who it
Panthers,
was.
the one that killed his wife.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I never feel bad for or Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel.
Henderson or Hernandez.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for an athlete who gets himself in a bad situation because you have to be better than that. People are going to be gunning for you because you have money and you're an easy lawsuit.
You're in the spotlight.
Right.
Cameras are on you. People talk, and you ain't get away with a lot.
Not when there's cameras everywhere.
It was a. I mean, I even thought to myself. Well, I mean, I was sitting there laughing, like, look at these bums. But that's me. I call kettle. What it is. They're bums.
I just think any professional at anything.
Yeah, you gotta be. Unless you're gonna, if you want to roll with that, then you roll it. Look at Dale Earnhardt. He was an intimidator. He rolled with that his whole career.
But the thing of it is he wasn't that guy everywhere.
No, he was on the track. It was a different story.
Right.
And he was a nice guy off the track, but on the track, dude, he was there to win. He's
Right.
pushing you out of the way. If you're not, but there again, he was against the rules there. I mean, you're supposed to race clean, but Rubbin's racing, whatever. But there's a thing between rubbing and racing and blatantly taking somebody out.
Yep.
That pissed me off too.
But like I said, like I think I would have rather him push Dak, and he probably wouldn't have got ejected.
Right. That would have started a hell of a fucking
right.
fight.
And you gotta, and I again, I'm only speculating here. I think the conversation in my head went sort of like,
this really happened.
You're not gonna stop me, Dak. This is Dak saying, "You're not gonna stop me. This is my house," and you spit on the field like,
yeah,
this is my house.
And he said, "Fuck your house," and he spit right on him.
Right, which was dumb because the referee was right there.
Right there, dude.
Every camera.
And 99% of the time, it is not the person that starts it or instigates it. It's always the person that retaliates against the instigate. You know what I mean? Like
so my point is do you think I'm wrong for feeling this way? I think Jalen Carter deserves whatever punishment the NFL decides to give him, and I don't know if they levied anything yet or not.
What do you think? What do you think that is?
I don't think he's going to get suspended. I think he's going to get fined.
I think he's going to get. I would say a 3 to 5 game suspension.
I don't feel he's going to be suspended for that. If he does it again, I see 4 to 6 games.
I think the NFL is going to make an example of him and say, dude, that was on, like you said, that was on. All eyes are watching them. As an NFL organization, you're going to have this year, besides the Super Bowl, that was probably one of the biggest games, televised games. Every fan was watching the first season opener. And every fan, doesn't matter what you are, everybody was watching that. Almost like the Super Bowl. So on a big scale like that, you're going to have a player doing that. That's what's representing the NFL. You have guys like that is blatantly spitting on people. Like, you gotta. I mean, these guys are role models to kids,
right?
And you gotta be held accountable.
And
again, accountability.
And I agree. I just don't see there being a suspension now. I see there being a hefty penalty. I think the thing that's going to save Jalen Carter from being suspended,
because he's newer. You know.
not even that. I think because that video evidence surfaced of Dak instigating him is going to save him the suspension.
Right.
They're going to fine him. But I also feel that at this point, since there is video evidence of this happening,
Dak should get fined too.
he should. And it shouldn't be what Jalen Carter gets fined, but it should be enough to be like, you know what? Like, if you can't taunt another player, if you can't do anything like that, what Dak did was taunting.
I mean, I don't mind the time. Like the taunting, it makes it. I mean,
and I mean that's not even my discussion.
Yeah, I kind of like the taunting. I mean, like, it's kind of cool. Now, if it gets out of hand, like you're pulling markers out of your sock and signing balls and calling your mom on the phone like fucking Terrell Owens did. I mean,
yeah, no, that was Ocho Cinco.
That was Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought the signing of the ball was Terrell Owens.
I don't remember who did what anymore.
Yeah,
There's been
I know
so
that
much.
was Ocho Cinco called his mom and whatever. Right. But like that kind of shit, okay. But if it's a quick fucking, so what are they gonna do? They like Cam Newton. He did the Superman. Like, boom, Superman. I mean, that's quick, easy.
Right.
Nothing crazy. A quick flex, awesome, cool. But to walk over another player that's on the field, I feel that is more disrespectful than anything. That's kind of like saying like, stay the fuck down there. Like, and
but I also think on the flip side of that is again, you're a professional athlete.
You should be picking up, picking them up.
Not even that.
Not walking.
But as the guy being walked over, like you're a professional athlete.
Right.
You played football probably since you're 5 years old.
Right.
You know, in most cases, I know there are some that haven't, but like, if you let that get to you, that means you're an emotional player.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's bad.
No.
I'm saying what it is
you gotta harness that emotion though.
Right. What's the difference if the guy whose job it is to stop you from advancing the football tells you to stay down when he plants you 5 yards in the backfield? How is that any different than if you score a 90-yard touchdown and your entire team's doing backflips and cartwheels in the end zone?
It's not.
Right. So I mean that's the thing.
You're celebrating a good play. You're celebrating a touchdown.
I get what the NFL is trying to do here.
They're trying to pansy everything.
Not even that. Like, I get they're just trying to make it more about the game and less about all the other shit that's going on there. They don't want players fighting. I don't think they want players fighting for any other reason than the potential for injury.
I mean, that would kind of be funny.
I always said it should be like hockey. They should give them 60 seconds, take the helmets off, and let them just go.
Go at it. Dude, there would be a lot of...
But, you know, you ever take notice that the hockey players who play the most brutal sport there is get paid the least amount of money of the 4 professional leagues?
I mean, hockey's not what it used to be. I mean, hockey never really took off that great. I mean, it's big in America, but...
It's popular other places, but not here. It's like soccer.
Canada,
yeah. So, let's talk about, while we're talking about other sports leagues, let's talk about that Phillies game and the Phillies Karen. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
I saw a bunch of it, and let's just say, God, I hate to be her.
Right. Well, here's my thing. So, I don't know how many baseball games you've gone to in your life.
All the time. You always give the ball to the kids.
Always. So,
always.
But the thing of it is she never laid hands on the ball. The ball didn't land in her row.
Okay, here's the thing. Even if she thought that she was entitled to that ball. Okay, even if whatever happened, she thought that ball was hers. She went over to that guy to confront him and say, "Hey, that was over there, and whatever, my ball." When he said, "I gave it to the kid," it should have been done. Shut your mouth, lady. Okay, fine. You gave it to the kid. Walk over, do whatever you gotta do. But no, she continued until the guy was just like, you know what?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. You know what? Give it to the kid.
And
give it to her.
Much respect to him.
Yeah, that you mean.
He handled that situation.
He was there doing a personal birthday. And he was hugging his kid personally, hugging his kid, and they were having a moment, and she totally interrupted, and he was like, at first he was thrown off by it because his mannerism was like, whoa, where are you? Like, what the hell? And he kind of like held his kid like away from her a little bit. Like, I mean, you have this crazy fucking Philly fan coming up on you, like. Well,
they were Philly fan too, so. Well, but coincidentally enough, the crazy thing to me is this game was not even in Philadelphia; it was in Miami.
And she was from Philly, though.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I don't know who was from where.
She lost her job.
Well, so all that turned out to be not true.
Okay.
So they still don't know who she is. There was a couple names that came out, and the school district that she was apparently fired from actually made a post and said she doesn't work here. We assure you that anybody who works in this school district would have been able to catch the ball, and this wouldn't have been a situation to begin with. So we still don't know who she is. I don't look necessarily. I don't care.
Yeah.
I read some comments who were, somebody had said something to the effect of, does it really matter that she got the ball because the kid got all this other stuff? Yes, it fucking matters because that's fucking shitty behavior.
Really shitty. As an adult, you're acting worse than the kid. The kid even gave it up. The kid didn't say no.
Right.
He didn't. He gave it up.
And much respect to the Marlins organization.
Yeah, they really
made sure like they gave him stuff from the souvenir stand.
Yeah.
And even better still,
Philly did step up to it. He actually got the
guy who hit the home run.
Mm-hmm.
He met with him and signed a bat for him. And the CEO of RV World is going to be buying tickets for the family to the World Series.
Get the fuck out, really?
And gave them a new RV.
The hell? You know what?
But I'm saying,
good for them.
As a father, I don't know that I'd be able to handle that situation as calmly as he did. Which, don't get me wrong, he handled it exactly the way he should have.
Yes,
he was like, "Look, he
had a few words with her at first, and he's like, and he thought about it.
But I think ultimately, it's like, look, he's here with his son for a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what inning this happened in.
Well,
and he kind of I feel like he just kind of decided that if he just didn't give her the ball, it was just going to ruin the experience for him and his kid. I don't necessarily think I would have handled it that way.
I mean, my old man used to say a thing. He would say, "Why let 5 minutes of something, something bad happen like that? 5 minutes, whole conversation. Why let that 5 minutes ruin your whole day?"
Right.
And that's kind of what the guy did. He was like, "You know what, son, give me the ball." Give it to her. And we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
And I agree. What I don't understand is the whole people sticking up for her because now people are trying to find her and, I don't know, cancel her or whatever. I'm not a fan of canceling people.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
But in a situation like this, I mean, I don't feel sorry for her because what she did was wrong.
Who does she think she is?
Right.
Going up to I don't know. She has a lot of balls. She has a lot of balls. That's all.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Because if that wasn't, that the dad, amazing. He handles emotions great. But could be another dad that doesn't handle his emotions, and you come stepping up to him and his son when you're coming at him at a confrontational, screaming, yelling. He might just have to do something that he don't want to do.
Right.
But you're coming up in a threatening manner. To hey,
but I just want to say something right now, and if you at all are feeling bad for this lady or you're trying to justify her actions,
you're part of the problem.
I just want to say what she's getting now is something she should have thought about before she started acting like an entitled weirdo.
Every action we do, every decision we do, everything we say, there's a reaction to everything we do. So
right.
Take that into consideration.
And people need to stop trying to justify it by saying she made a mistake. She had plenty of time.
Yep.
Not only did she go after that person, but she went after somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
The guy she was with actually went up to the next tier and was throwing his hands up in the air. There's video of this.
Yeah,
fuck, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
And then people are like, "Oh, I feel so sorry for her," and look, I'm willing to bet this is typical behavior for her.
Right. It is probably, and the people that feel sorry for her, I guarantee you, they are the ones that they have the little ankle biter dogs, and they say, "Oh, it's so cute. Look at my dog's being a fucking asshole."
Right.
But it's so cute because it's a little dog. Oh, He's so cute. No, motherfucker. Bad behavior is bad behavior. She exhibited bad behavior. Sorry, no ifs, ands, or buts. Bad behavior. She gets no fucking
no treats.
signed ball. She didn't get no Costco collect $200. No, No.
And speaking of dogs, I you posted something earlier on our Facebook page
Yeah.
about pit bulls, and we are proud owners of pit bulls.
Very proud owner. I love pit bull as a breed. I have they're amazing dogs. They make me laugh. I mean, my dog makes me laugh, gets me mad, goofy, does stupid stuff. But at the end of the day, dude, it is a smart fucking dog, and that dog is loyal as hell. And it hurts me inside that pit bulls get such a bad name.
Right. It's I compare. I use the comparison that pit bulls are viewed the same way as guns. Okay.
Right.
And it's not that I feel I make that because people are saying guns are bad, guns are this, guns kill people. No, the guy who probably is a moron or stupid or gonna do it with a U-Haul or
Rock.
a rock or like the Boston Marathon did it with a pressure cooker.
Yep.
You're gonna inflict damage if you want to. So it's not the gun, and in this particular case, it's not the dog.
No.
Our dogs are siblings. They're from the same litter. They're brother and sister. We know the parents.
Yeah. Well, when we get together, it sounds like bloody murder sometimes when they're getting together, but that's just how they play.
And that's how they play. And they're not hurting each other.
No, they're not hurting each other at all. But they're almost like in soccer how they flop, like they get a penalty and they flop, they make a big old scene.
Yep.
That's kind of like what they are. Like they'll make some weird noises. Like, dude, they're not even biting you. Like, what are you doing right now?
And the thing that pisses me off too is I want a precursor to this. There's no such thing as a pit bull breed.
Right. We have Staffordshire.
Yeah, we have Staffies. The term pit bull encompasses like 6 or 7 breeds.
Right.
All are
a bully breed.
They're all bullies. So there's something. They're a terrier mixed with a bulldog,
right,
or some variation of that.
Whatever.
I'm not an expert. I've done enough research on it to know what I was getting into when I got a pit bull, because I think initially, like, unless you're around them and you see just like how I don't know how to say it, how really cool of a breed that they are.
They're fucking awesome.
Right. You're always
badass.
I'm always a bit skeptical of any dog.
Yeah.
So, I did the research and I really wanted to know what I was getting into. And what I found out is the popular opinion of pit bulls,
they're nanny dogs,
couldn't be any more wrong.
Right.
Our dog is the biggest baby. Okay. Now, again, we trained him to be not aggressive. He's socialized with people and other dogs. So, yes, I feel it comes down to the way the dog is going to handle situations the way he is taught to handle situations, just like a kid.
Right.
So now he wasn't taught to be aggressive. He was, he's not. You see him almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
I see Henrietta almost every day. And
mine is a little bit more of a basket case. I mean, she comes off as being aggressive, but she's not. She just barks because she wants you to pet her.
Attention.
And if you don't pet her, she will continue to bark at you viciously. And if you don't, she continues. And if you do, she fucking stops and melts like butter in your hand.
Yep. And, that's how Storm is.
It's like,
And
they're scaredy cats. I mean, they're scared of their own shadow sometimes. It's like,
so
I love them.
I think it's a situation where they got a bad reputation, and the thing of it is, it's not even our breed that were the fighting dogs. They're more of the American pit bull terrier,
right?
The bigger, we have the small to medium sized Staffy,
right?
I
mean, my girl's about 70 pounds, good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a girl.
Don't get me wrong, they're strong
Solid.
dogs. And I would not want to get bit by my dog or Henrietta if they were angry. Now,
I mean, my dog acts like she's like a street dog, like from the alleys.
She's ghetto.
She acts tough. Like, she's tough, but it's like, girl, you don't know what tough is. You're a couch dog. You're a couch potato. Like, calm down. There's dogs out there that are,
Right.
Vicious dog. Would I want to meet her in an alley in the dark, or even Storm? Hell no.
No.
No, gonna fuck you up. That's gonna hurt.
But the thing of it is ours are, they're loyal.
They are loyal. They are.
They're smart.
Yep.
They love people.
Right.
And I mean love people.
My dog will sit and cry and bark at everybody that walks by, and just you think that she's barking at you because she wants to get out and rip them up. No, she just wants
you to pet her, right? And that's how Storm is.
Yeah. She just wants
So
attention.
now Storm will bark, and pit bulls have deeper, intimidating barks.
Yeah, they do. They do.
But I always look at the body language, and Storm does not bark without his tail wagging.
Right, exactly. Yep.
And he's not alert. His back isn't arched. His fur isn't raised.
I had somebody come over to the house that Henrietta, and this person will come over every now and then. She doesn't like him. She'll arch her back.
Right.
There's something about this, and this guy has done nothing to her. She doesn't know anything else. It's been me, but there's something about this guy that she does not like whatsoever. No, there's no calming her down.
It's just like people. They just don't like you for whatever reason.
I was told that before. I was told I always had a face you just want to punch.
Not you.
Oh,
I'm just saying, like, there's just some people you just don't like.
Yeah,
and,
like that guy has a fucking. He looks like a. I
But-
just want to punch him.
But dogs are like certain things trigger dogs. Smells, sounds,
Body language.
body language. If you're like, my dog does not like people who are shifty.
Like tweaky.
Well, yeah, like
all over the place with their body
all over
language,
the place. Like he has a problem with that.
Mine does too.
You can walk back and forth the house, no problem, and he's gonna follow you around for a while, and then he's gonna go lay down, or he's gonna go.
He gets bored.
To somebody else.
The fast, quick movements, and
yeah, like if he doesn't think he can trust you, he's on you, and he's not biting, but he's definitely letting you know that this is his house.
Yep,
and
that's what you want,
right? There was only 2 instances that there were people that he really kind of he showed the werewolf in him a little bit.
Oh, really?
And those people are just scumbags anyway. So
and that's the person that Henrietta doesn't like. Same thing. He's a scumbag. Like, and I think it could be probably the fast body movements, the all over the place, and I guess maybe lack of eye contact. I don't know. Like, you know how shifty people are.
I think now we've been around each other's dogs since they were born.
Yeah.
So they know us. It's not that I ever would, not that I would ever try, but like I roughhouse with Storm now and then.
Yeah, I'm sure you could roughhouse. I roughhouse with Storm a bunch of times. She never bit me. I'm sure you could roughhouse with Henrietta, and she would.
I can put my hand in his mouth.
Yep.
And he will put his teeth down.
Yep.
Until he feels he made contact, and then he's done.
Yep.
He's only ever drew blood twice.
Never had draw blood.
Well, it wasn't his fault. It was my fault because when I felt him, because again we were still learning each other's behaviors.
Yeah, you felt him, and you quick.
I
pulled back.
lurched out, and their canines are slightly curved.
Yeah.
So he caught me, and in a situation where I'm roughhousing with my dog, and I don't want any of the PETA-ites out there thinking that I pick the dog up and body slam him. No, I roll him over and I tickle his belly, and he loves it.
Yeah.
Or like we'll play hide and seek, or I mean,
I'll throw my dog around. No, I don't throw her around, but no, I literally pick her up, and I won't body slam her, but I'll pick her up, and then I'll like jump back on the couch where I'm, falling on my back, and
like when you're wrestling around with a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Like.
But they need those.
They love that shit. That fucking shit. She eats up. I mean, I'm smacking her ass, and she's.
I was told by somebody who raises dogs, okay, and not a kennel. They raise
like hound dogs or
no service dogs.
Okay.
They raise and train service dogs, and dogs need to know 2 things. They need to know what humility is,
yeah,
and they need to know what confidence is.
Right.
So if you have a dog that understands humility, that is confident, you have a happy dog.
Right.
So dogs need to be, especially pit bulls, because I know this can be said about just about every breed.
They're working dogs. I mean, they need.
They are,
too,
but
a lot of times.
I know this can be said about any, but they imprint on people.
Oh yeah.
Like Like my wife, like Storm is hers,
It's weird.
right? So it's like when Mama's around, nobody exists to him.
Yep.
He won't listen for shit. He doesn't even really acknowledge that I'm there. The only thing I'm good for, in his eyes, is to get him food and water and bring him out the shit. Those are the only two things I'm good for when Mom's around. When it's just me and him, he will sit at my feet. He will rub his head on me. He will kiss me. He will put his paws on me. He'll try to lay on me like he's a little lap dog. You know.
So you're good enough then.
That yeah.
'Cause Mom's gone.
Mom's gone. I'm his best friend.
How does that make you feel inside?
You know,
Dirty whore.
No. I mean, I'm glad.
To be second best.
In this particular instance, he will choose my wife and kids over me any day of the week. If I move too quickly towards the kids, or I do something he doesn't necessarily like to my wife, he's right there.
I have a funny story about that.
And I'm actually glad because
it
gives me peace of mind when I'm at work that if somebody were to come in this house to cause harm, I promise you he would tear them apart.
Right. Because he would sense that. You truly believe that he would sense that?
Yes. Because he lets me know.
Back the fuck up.
Right. And I'm the one who
buys his food.
I'm the one who feeds him. You know.
So that being said, I was growing up and I was in my early 20s and I got a rescue dog. It was like the girl that I know, she worked at a veterinarian up the way, and she came to work and there was this dog wrapped to the fence with electrical wire. The dog had no hair and everything, and I rescued the dog and I named him Sergeant. It was a girl. It was a female pit bull. It was a English bulldog with a pit bull mix, and a head of a pit bull with the body of an English bulldog. So it was a little short, little stocky, little fucker.
Right.
So I brought her and I nursed her. You know, I had her for 10 years, and one of the first times me and my dad, like, she was my dog. Like, she went everywhere with me, and I would take her to parties. I would take her to the bars with me, everywhere. But me and my dad had a pretty bad argument. Like, we were pretty much yelling at each other, and all you hear is, she was laid on my bed at the time. All you hear is her jump off the bed, doom, and she was close to a 100-pound dog. She was wide. She was like a 36-inch chest, and she comes darting down the hallway. She literally got between me and my father and backed my father up into the corner. And my dad was actually literally afraid. He's like, dude, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, Dad, I don't know what to do either because, like, obviously she's telling you, like, shut the fuck up, leave him alone. Like, and she ended that argument to that point that we never argued when we were in the house with her because it would have been an issue. Like, any harm. But then when I would be at work and my dad would be home, she would be right by my dad, laying on him, right next to him. But if I was home, she was always with me.
Pit bulls are people pleasers.
Yeah.
You know, they say, like, a dog's purpose is
man's best friend, man.
Is to be man's best friend, but I think pit bulls take it to another level.
They do. I mean, that's why they're such good fighters. Because, I mean, which I believe they're good fighters because they see the trainer or the person that they supposedly love, and they're doing everything to win their love from that owner, and they will literally fight to the death.
Right.
For that love, which it hurts me inside even saying that kind of shit, but there's people out there that get enjoyment out of that, and which it's not. I mean, it might be a cultural thing or whatever it is. I'm not. I am knocking it, but I'm not like, hey, whatever. But it's not my thing. I don't condone it. I don't like that shit. That don't fly. I don't get no pleasure out of seeing dogs fight.
I don't like it, and I'm gonna be point blank with it. I think you're a fucking asshole for doing it.
Yeah, I mean. And that's the cool. I mean, it seems like that's such a cool thing with the celebrities and Michael Vick. Michael Vick, great football player. What he did, I don't think it was all partially his fault. It happened on his property and everything. Like, I don't think he knew the whole grand thing. He might have, but he did his time. He learned his lessons. I would hope. But it seems like there was another football player out. I forget who he played for, Miami or something. He was a nobody, but he got popped for having the biggest dog fighting ring like in the country.
Right.
He had like this whole organization of networking of just different trainers, different dogs, and it was like it
Well,
goes that deep.
well, for me, it's simple. Like, if you buy a pet, and we all know that if you have a fighting ring, they're not really your pets.
No, they're fucking money for you.
Right. But I mean, if you're getting a dog to be a pet, okay. Um, I don't I don't know why you would abuse any. I don't care if it's a pit bull or chihuahua.
Yeah.
The breed is irrelevant to me.
Abuse on an animal is just,
Not yeah, they can't. So a dog can't stand up and throw punches at you.
No.
So what he the only thing
you can do is bite you, and then
is
you're gonna beat
bite
him
you,
harder.
and then
You're gonna-
he's at fault because you beat him.
Right.
And like
And then you're gonna beat him harder when he bites you, and he tries to react to you hurting him. It's just a lose-lose situation for
if anyone out there who listens to this podcast later and when I'm about to say if I'm wrong and you can prove to me I'm wrong, you're welcome to email the response. It's tomandrumble@gmail.com. But
I'll throw hands. I mean, I love that. I can't
Right,
stand people that
but
abuse dogs. There's no need for hitting.
a dog is only going to get aggressive for two reasons. Three.
Well,
Two.
health.
Right. So reason number one is they're trying to protect their owner or themselves. Right. Okay. Second is
Confusion.
They're sick, injured, have rabies, they're scared,
Right.
something to that. And Storm's my first pit bull. Never had a pit bull before. I was a little intimidated. Not when I first got them, because he could fit my hand basically. But I know this is a other thing people don't understand either, and maybe they do, but they just don't see it.
They grow up.
They don't stay little.
No.
So I went from having a 6-pound baby seal
Yep.
to a 85-pound land shark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He is not aggressive. He is friendly. He is playful. He is happy. He's well taken care of. He's well adjusted. But
he will hurt you.
He is a dog. He has no spatial awareness because pit bulls don't. They're dopey.
They will run right into you full bore and take you out like a linebacker.
He can take me out and not try. And people got to understand that. The other thing you got to understand is...
When those zoomies come, man, holy shit, run.
Right.
Run.
The other thing is people got to understand is you have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You want a healthy and vibrant and well-adjusted dog. You have to socialize those dogs with other dogs. You have to exercise the dogs.
Yep.
You have to show them affection. You have to show them attention.
Right.
You have to do everything you... Right. They are. And the thing with pit bulls is they
don't like being separated.
I heard this. They don't like to be alone.
Absolutely. Mine has separation anxiety bad.
They don't like to be alone. Now we have Storm crate trained, and there's we have a routine with him because there are times that we have to leave and can't take him with. So I didn't want him to look at being in a crate as a punishment. Right. I wanted him to understand, like...
Sometimes you just gotta go.
Look, sometimes I gotta go to work. Sometimes you gotta go to your crate. Right. And he doesn't... I just tell him, hey, go to your crate, and he goes.
Tell my Henry, he's like that. Right. So I had a Doggy Modelo, which is a French Mastiff it went from being a 2-pound little baby to being a 120-pound, just a monster horse. And tell you what, dogs. My best friend he took it for me because I had to go on a mandatory vacation to the county rec center. Yeah, at a county vacation. So
country club.
I had to go there for a little bit. So my buddy took him for me in the thoughts of me getting it back. But then when I got out, I was like, I spent a lot of money for this dog, and he had training and everything, and he very good dog. I love Henry to death. But when I got out and I saw the interaction between my buddy and the dog, and he has a great home. Like I was like, there's no way I could be a jerk and take my dog back. I said because I had he was already 2 years old when that happened. So I had 2 years, but their interaction was just it was good. Like they connected, and I'm like, you know what? My buddy was going through some shit at the time. I was like, you know what? You keep my dog. Keep him. I'm never gonna ask for him back. I can't do that to you. And I gave up my buddy, but knowing that he was in a good spot.
Right.
And that dog was, whew, he was smart. I didn't need a leash. He was a very smart dog, but let me tell you, that dog, he was dangerous. Like I got between two other dogs were fighting, and I tried to get in the middle of it, and Henry accidentally, instead of protecting me, he actually bit my hand, and now I'm freaking out. Like there's blood gushing out my hand. He went straight in the top of my hand, and I went to the doctor and went to the hospital. This was up the line, and I didn't want to tell him it was dog bite because I always was told that you tell him a dog bite, they need the dog number and everything. That's a strike against it.
Right.
And I was like, listen, I said I'm not. And the doctor was like, listen, what kind of dog was it? I said it was a dog with French Mastiff. And he goes, a French Mastiff did that, and I said, yeah. He's like, well, I'm not even gonna do the paperwork on this. If a French Mastiff was vicious and wanted to bite your hand would be completely crushed. Every bone in it would be crushed. He's like, he barely nicked you, but it was deep because
Right.
French Mastiffs have very, very low. They have the largest canines of the dogs, and so it went down really deep, and it was literally. I'd take my hand off of it. It was, dude, a foot in the air, just squirting every time my heart would bump. I was going, yo. I was going to my buddy like, yo, look at this. Don't do that. It's everywhere. But no, it was but dogs do get a bad rap, from bad owners. It all comes down to bad owners.
I agree. I agree.
Like
you have to.
if you get a dog, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to do what you got to do with shots and whatever you got to do with your county or whatever. You got responsibilities there. And keeping good records, because if that dog gets himself in a situation, if you don't have the records, like that's gonna be bad on your dog and you, like,
Right.
And you're just trying to, you got to save your dog. I mean,
And the thing is like I've had other dogs,
right?
and I've never had an easier time training a dog as I did Storm.
Oh, they're so smart. They aim to please.
Right. He was housebroken. We got him when he was 7 weeks old. He was housebroken by the time he was 12 weeks old,
Right.
completely. And that's the only thing that limited him from being completely housebroken is he couldn't quite do the stairs yet.
Yeah, big old head couldn't fall down.
Right. So like we trained him to go out on the deck on a puppy pad.
Right.
And then once he got bigger, that he would go up and down the steps. He got trained, because those of you who aren't familiar with my places, to get to the backyard, you have to come downstairs and through the basement or our studio to access the backyard.
That's where the magic happens.
Right. But he has the run of the downstairs, and you're here all the time. He don't even try to go up to the upstairs. He knows kitchen, dining room, and living room are his domain.
Oh, he don't go upstairs at all.
He'll go upstairs at night.
No, when you guys go to bed.
But he doesn't go upstairs
during the day. Nothing.
Yep.
No.
When I tell him, hey, let's go to bed, he gets up and he'll go upstairs. But other than that, he won't. Now he'll come downstairs into the basement. Even if he doesn't have to go out, if me or my wife come down here, do laundry or whatever, and
Right.
we leave that door open, the basement door open, he'll come down and he just sniffs around, kind of like, oh, this is how the other half lives.
Yeah, then he'll go back up and do.
And then he goes back up and does his thing. He, most of the time, like, as long as somebody's home, he's not in the crate. Like, we'll go upstairs and do whatever, shower, whatever, and he'll lay on the couch. He doesn't care.
Chill.
Now he can look out the window because we have a sectional couch and it's butted up against the window. So like,
mine sits in the back of the like a cat.
Yep, that's what he does. But like, I'm so tired of hearing, "Oh my God, you have a pit bull and you have a kid."
Yeah, like,
my kid, the youngest could probably punch him in the face and the dog wouldn't do anything.
I mean,
I promise you he wouldn't.
Well, I mean, yeah, because seriously, a punch, like, you know how much force you have to do to really hurt them hard heads.
But it's not even that. Like I'm saying that, and we never would, and he never would hit the dog. But I'm saying like he and we didn't teach him this. He just kind of magnetically went and got
Surprise.
attached
Surprising.
to the
Oh, yeah,
youngest.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
That's. I think it's just the people that said that they're nanny dog. Like they would leave, and I don't know how true that is, but they would leave. You know, like they were to check on like the,
So it
the
is
children. You know, like
with staffies. That is true.
you know the parents would be in the fields working, and you
Right.
know the dogs would stay and you know keep
And that's
safe.
and what it was is the kids would be playing and playpen or whatever it was outside. The parents would be working and the dogs would be there, and they would alert the parents if anything came, any
Down the
kind
road
of
or what? Yeah, or
anything.
any threat.
If
Yeah,
and I don't know about Henrietta, but mm, Storm will follow a little one wherever they go.
dude, she literally will jump out the window if the kids are playing. If the group, you know, the neighborhood kids that are playing,
Right.
she'll jump out the window just to go over there to get them to pet them. Like she is attracted to kids, like
Right.
women and children. She loves, and I don't know. And I was weird with women, but now her with you, I don't know what's going on there. There's something going on there. I don't know what you guys are doing. But like she loves you. She like you are like her second favorite. Like she sees you and her butt starts wagging. She's like, oh my god, there's Tom, there's my man.
Yep.
I'm like,
Well.
dude, what are you guys doing? Like, I was your man, and she's like, fuck you, dude, that's Tom.
Well, that's how like when you're growing up, it's like your dad's your dad or whatever.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah, you're the cool dad friend.
or like the cool uncle,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I'm
yeah.
Henrietta's cool uncle. But it's like, I don't look at her any differently than I look at my dog. She gets ear scratches, head pats, butt scratches, whatever. That's just who I am.
Yeah. I mean, I give your dog flying elbows.
Yeah,
to the face,
you
you
should
know,
see it. It's like,
but your dog loves it. I mean, he's like, oh yeah, yeah. I
it's
like
like
that.
Mankind and the Undertaker in that Hell in a Cell match. Sometimes it's crazy.
I like to just work him up, and then I leave.
Yep.
And let him deal with the aftermath.
But I mean, and that can be said too. Like he loves when you're here,
Yeah, he does.
and
he
sometimes it just happens to be in the times where, like
he's
I
in his
said,
crate, and I'm gonna sit there.
Right.
I'll sit right outside his crate. But bro, man, I'm sorry you're locked up again.
I lived in a cage too.
I lived in that cage too, man. I know what it's about. You know, I know what it's about. I'm gonna be on this gate rapping like, "Yo, guard, I want to be out. Yo, get me some water."
But it's like when he is out, and whether we take him out or he's out in the backyard and we're sitting out under or out on the patio, like he will always sort of kind of be around you.
Yeah, he does. He makes his rounds.
Yeah, but like he'll go sit over by you, or he'll go lay over by you, or he'll just like let you know he's there.
Yeah, he's a cool dog. I like him. He's a good, awesome dog.
Yeah, he is. I never want another breed of dog. Ever.
Yeah, I mean, I like the dog we did. I like the French Mastiff. The only reason I like the French Mastiff because it was Turner and Hooch was one of my dad's. You know, he liked that movie, and he always said, "Oh man, if I had a dog like that, I'd shoot him." I'm like, Dad, no, you would not. You would not shoot this dog. You're like, get out of here. And like the one after my dad passed, I was flipping through the channels and I saw the movie came out. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get one of these. I did, and it was a good experience. It was a lot of work because I worked at a nursing home at the time, and I would come home and I worked 7 to 3, and I would come home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was pretty tired, you know, from dealing with. I was the only male on my unit, and I'd come home and I'd get to the front door and I'd look in because we had like a glass front, like a glass, like wooden older Victorian like door where you could see a little bit in, and I'd see the kitchen garbage pail is in the living room, and there's garbage stretched from one end of the house to the other end of the house. Like it was literally like Turner and Hooch, like that shit that the dog did at Turner and Hooch in the kitchen. Oh, Henry did. Henry got into everything and anything. Like he would take the garbage. We have to literally put the garbage in the basement door and close it so he couldn't get at it because it would be scattered from one end to the other. It didn't matter what it would. It would like he would open up drawers. He got into cereal. There would be cereal just shredded everywhere. Like it was like he got into everything. And sometimes it was like it was to the point where sometimes I was like, whoa, I like you're stressing me out though. Like I might have to do something here. Like I don't know if I can handle you. And then all of a sudden he got a little bit older and he kind of chilled out. Like there was a time I'll tell a story. I lived in Allentown at the, I went from Slayton and I moved to Allentown, and it was like a row homes, and it was like around this time, September, October, and I took the air conditioner from the second story, took it out of the window, and instead of sitting it down, air conditioner down, and closing the window, I decided to just take that air conditioner, I'd take it down to the basement where I stored it for the winter. Well, I came up from the basement and I had a few dishes to do, and I'm in the kitchen doing dishes. Now I lived on Shoe Street, which was right across the street from like the fairgrounds, which the Allentown cops would sit across the street. And from me walking him, I got to know a few cops, and I got to know the fire department was right behind me on the other side of the cemetery. So I'm doing dishes, and I'm like, I just got done turning the water off, and I'm thinking to myself, where the heck is Henry? Because I'm in the kitchen, and if I'm ever in the kitchen, that dog's right beside me because he's hoping I'm dropping some food or not something. So I started to walk towards the living room, and I'm like, I hear knock, knock, knock on the, and you know how cops knock.
Right.
They got that knock, and I'm like, dude, this is a cop, like. So I opened up, and it was the two guys, like they know Henry, and they sometimes they would drop treats off on a Saturday night after the they would go to the farmer's market to get treats from the one person that makes homemade treats, and they would drop them off to Henry sometimes. So I was like, yo, what's going on, guys? And they're like, you know what Henry is? I'm like, no. I said, I was just got done with dishes. I was seriously, I was looking for him because I didn't know where he was. He's like, you might want to come across the street and look at this. So I then go across.
I already heard this story. So.
I go across Shoe Street next to where the fairground gates are, and I turn around, and there is my dog on the fucking roof of this row homes. It's a whole block, and is running from one end to the other end of this the porch roof. And I'm like, oh my God. And like people are starting to stop on Shoe Street. Now they're stopping, they're getting out of their cars and taking pictures. The cops are like, dude, you gotta do something about this Rumble. Like we can't, like, dude, this is a hazard. Like, so there I am up on the second floor. I'm not gonna get my fat ass on this roof of the porch because I'm gonna go through. And I'm surprised my 120-pound dog isn't going through. So I then tried to connive him with treats. Hey, come on, here's a treat. I'd throw a treat out to him. He'd come a little closer, eat the other one, and then get a little bit close. He would get smart and be like, aha, not now, and he'd run all the way away from me. This took literally like 20 minutes to get him back on inside. And the amount of people that were outside, the fire company actually came. They didn't come because they were called. They come because somebody told them about it, and the fire company actually, they took him the one time when they were doing Santa run, because we would walk by the fire company, and they're there 24 hours, those fire department.
Right.
So they're out there grilling hot dogs and stuff, and they would be like, yo, can you have a hot dog? And I'd be like, yeah, okay, you can have a hot dog. And he would go over there, and all the guys would pet him and give him a hot dog. And the one time they asked if he could go on the truck with him, and I said, yeah, take him for a while. They took him on the truck. Henry did awesome. But they just came. A few of the guys just came. They're laughing, taking pictures, taking videos. And all the traffic stopped, and like everybody's taking a video of this big ass dog up there gallivanting around. I'm like, no, he's not gonna jump. He's not gonna jump off. He had all the attention on him, and he was like, it was his stage.
Yeah.
And I
Did you feel bad when you finally got him in and you got him off out of the spotlight?
I was really mad, but when I finally got him in, I'm like, you son of a gun! Like I can't stay mad at you. Like I probably would have did the same thing. Like how I am. I'm like I'm me. Hey, look at me. But it was funny. It was a funny. I don't know why I got to that story. I don't know why I had to say it, but it was.
It's a good story.
Yeah,
I can visualize it as you're saying.
Dude, I was so mad at the time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get a fine for now. This, like stopping traffic. And, like they were all laughing. It's like everybody's laughing but me. Now I can laugh after the situation, but
right. I know there was one more thing you wanted to talk about. I saw you posted this earlier today too, and that's some of the decisions with designs that Harley made with the Sportster.
Oh my God.
So
Harley's been in some trouble.
Well, I think all motorcycle cruiser brands are in trouble right now.
A little bit. So Harley Davidson for years and years and years and years, they sat up on that hill like a bully.
With a V-Rod.
You know, they were. I mean, V-Rod. That's actually was evolutionized for Harley because
Well, it is. But what I'm saying
that is not a
is
push rod engine. That is a cam engine. I
right.
mean,
But like
that's motorhead cam.
for me, like Harley's always been known kind of like to be
Outdated.
very slow, slow to get to the party, antiquated technology, things like
Right.
that.
V-Rod was their motor was manufactured by Porsche, and they went out and they that was the first evolutionized, which at the time pretty cool that Harley actually jumped on that limb. But there for a while, all their other engines, the Evolution motor saved Harley Davidson from the depths of hell because they were going under. With the Air Machi took them out, and then all of a sudden they came out with the Evolution motor. Evolution motor, they were soundproof motors. They weren't leaky bastards. They weren't the iron heads. They weren't temperamental. You can pretty much start them up and go. So then Harley, there was a long time that Harley was nobody's gonna get us. We are on top. We are the big boys. We are the bully on the hill that all you other manufacturers are down there. You're not.
But I always felt like Harley only had that because of status, and it's like
Because
I think
it was a cultural status. It was a.
I think it was one of those things where
You're an outlaw.
a guy would be like, I bought a Harley because I wanted to be a badass.
Right.
Okay. I think it was a lot to do with culture. I like Harley Davidson.
Right.
Okay.
American made.
It's not even that. I just when I think of a biker, I think of any biker movie, Easy Rider.
Easy Rider,
Harley Davidson is what comes to mind.
Yep.
And to me, like, I really have a hard time, and I'm not knocking anybody. I really have a hard time calling anybody on a street bike a biker. Okay, and I'm not knocking you, and it's just the way I am.
They are though.
They are. So, well, in the same aspect that the guys on scooters are bikers too. Two wheels.
I'll tell you a great story.
But before we get into your story, like, I just want to bring up a couple points. Like, I think Harley kind of got complacent. They really weren't in a hurry to do anything because they were, as you said, the big man, king of the hill.
They sold an image. They were selling an image. You bought a Harley, you were an image.
But I think what happened is once everyone started to agree that people ride because it's an amazing feeling.
Right.
It was a lot easier to understand that people appreciate other bikes more than they do Harley.
Like a Goldwing,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And the technology, Harley is behind in technology. They really are.
And for me, like now they're starting to get into technology. They built their first new motor since the fucking 70s?
Yeah.
But for me, like dollar for dollar, it's hard to make any kind of fact-based argument in favor of buying a Harley Davidson over another brand.
Well, you're gonna look how much more a Harley Davidson is over a competitor.
At least in terms of performance.
The performance like on a cruise. I mean, those Goldwings are put how much horsepower? Like they say they're they're amazing. The power that they have, like they will smoke a Harley any day. I mean, yeah, Harleys can be fast, but you got to put money into them to make them fast.
So I'm saying off the showroom floor, you're dealing with a bike that has a big, heavy motor that goes slow.
900 pounds, goes slow.
Right. So they were slow to get to the dance, and now like this is what started at the top. Now they're starting to like embrace technology, but God, it ain't pretty.
It ain't pretty at all. It looks god awful. I mean, I think my nephew could decide. I mean, what you did with AI instead. Hey, Harley Davidson make a futuristic bike. Look, it almost looks exactly like the fucking Porsche that they put out. Did they do the same thing? Because they just hired this new CEO. They just hired this new CEO that knows nothing about motorcycles, but yet he's the CEO of the biggest motorcycle company in the world.
Right.
Come on. Come on, Harley. Like you didn't have anybody else to put in that CEO position. Maybe like somebody that rides, somebody that is a motorcycle enthusiast. Like, come on, dude. Are you trying to tank this company? Because pretty much seems like it to me that you guys are trying to tank the company.
Right.
Putting that awful in a motorcycle, you like to have nice, sleek lines. You want to have the lines. Like the big old exhaust on the side of it is like not where it should be. It's like it looks ugly.
So
It looks cheap.
I feel Harley kind of in the design department realized that they had a market with the traditional looking bike.
Right.
And for 50, 60 years.
I mean, they did away with one of their best bikes that they made was a Softail.
Right.
Softail Standard, Softail Slim, Softail this, Softail. They, for one frame, Softail frame, they made 10 different model bikes off the Softail. And then all of a sudden they want to discontinue the Softail. They stopped making it. Why? It was one of your best selling, and you're going to discontinue it for 1 year. Now I guess they're bringing it back now because they said, oh, we screwed up. Well, yeah, don't you think you screwed up? It was one of your best fucking motorcycles. I mean, they went from the 80s to like 1986, 1985 to 2020, whatever.
Right. I just feel like a lot of my draw to Harley Davidson is those traditional and classic lines.
Right.
You know a Harley when you see it, and you know a Harley when you hear it.
You cannot make another manufactured bike sound like a Harley. Harley only has that sound.
Right. And
that's said, you're old school like me though.
Right.
You kind of were brought up old school. I was brought up old school. Some of these kids aren't brought up old school, but they see the bikes on TV and everything. And when you are newer, motorcycle enthusiast, and I want to be, you start off. What is giving them? What is Harley doing that is yanking these young guys to come to us? Because nowadays, take for me, I was in an outlaw club, all that. It is not fun. Dude, there's no brotherhood, politics, the government, everything cracking down on these outlaw clubs and stuff. There's no fun in being in an outlaw club. The violence is up. Everything. It's a dangerous world out there. So people don't even want to get into that side of it. It's just there's no. You could buy the same bike and it'd be $10,000 cheaper with the same bike, and it outperforms the Harley.
Right.
You're buying a name, and that name is getting tarnished. I mean, Indian has proven the Indian Challenge. Like they take every model and they put it up against the Harley, and they beat them every single time.
To me, Indian has always kind of been the GMC to Harley Chevy.
Yeah. I mean, they were the original. I mean,
I don't think stylistically they're that much different. I think Indian has a lot newer technology.
They did. They do.
I think they did some really good design work with traditional looking bikes, but giving them sleeker lines.
They did. Yes.
I think their baggers are fucking beautiful.
Right. I like the dark horses, man. They're fucking dark. Everything's. They got their shit together. They do got their shit together. They
I can't justify $50,000-$60,000 for a motorcycle though.
I mean, that's what you're getting with the Harley. Do you know there's Harley Davidson, like you get the CEO model of Harley? Dude, there's $60,000-$70,000 for a motorcycle?
But I don't...
For a two-wheel motorcycle.
Like my...
When is enough going to be enough? The Harley was putting in these 131s, 135, 131 cubic inches of motor. To what? To go... I mean, semi-fast? Semi-fast? I mean... I can run my Softail. I have 2014 Softail, 103, 6 gear. I can run that all day, 100 miles per hour on the highway, and I'll be comfortable. It's smooth. Now, older Harleys, no, you're not going to get that, especially at a Sportster. You're going to be running at like 74, 80 miles per hour, and you're gunning it. And, especially if you're a 4-speed. And then 1992 was the last for the 4-speed. I think 1991 or 2 was the last for the 4-speed.
Do you feel the majority of Harley Davidson owners now, today, only bought Harley Davidsons because they thought that's what they were supposed to buy?
Yes.
And not because it's actually something that was right for them.
So, I'll tell you a story. My old man, God rest his soul, he's a motorcycle enthusiast. He loved, his thing was, he liked late 70s, early 80s Japanese muscle bikes. So I'm talking about, he had a Suzuki's. He had a 1979 Suzuki GS1000 that he bought like when he was younger. We had cams in it. Dude, it was bored out. You know, Excel super coils. The thing put about 100 horsepower to the rear wheel, and this is 79 1,000 cc, 401. Then he got like a 1981 GS 1100. And he had a thing with 4-cylinder. He liked inline fours. It was his cup of tea. So he's getting up in age, and he's in his 50s. Not up in age, but we revisited my sister up here in Lehigh, and this is when Blocker was on 248. He's like, oh, let's stop at the Blockers. I was like, what do you mean stop at the Blockers? He's like, oh, let's kick it around. And I would hang out with my Harley friends and everything. And my dad never owned a Harley. Like, my dad, and then one day he's like, you know what? I'm going to look into it. So he buys the bike that you see up there at my house. So he buys it, and I'm like, I'm happy for him. I'm like, dude, this is awesome, Dad. You bought a Harley, like, great. Like, he seems pretty happy, and he likes it. Don't get me wrong. A few months go by, and he rides it to work here and there. And we're going out to Carlisle to a bike show, the big bike at the Carlisle, fairgrounds or whatever. And we're going to a bike show, and he's on his Harley, brand new Harley, a few months old. I don't know how many miles I had on it, whatever. And I'm on his 1980 Suzuki GS 1100 that is all done up also. This thing is fast. Like, you first gear, you're redlining 12, 13,000 RPMs, and you're doing about 40, shifting a second, you're 60, and, you're gone. So I see, we're coming up on the end of 78 where there's a rest area where it turns into 80, or it turns into, 80, 81.
Right.
81 and then 83, whatever. So he pulls in the rest area. I'm like, dude, what's up, Pop? And, pull in behind him. What's up? And he's like, yo. He's like, get off that thing. I'm like, what? He's like, you can have this piece of shit. I said, Dad, it's a brand new Harley. What are you talking about? I said, this is beautiful. He's like, yeah, it might be nice, but it's slow as fuck. He's like, it's like driving a Sherman tank to driving a Corvette. I'd rather drive my 1980 fucking Suzuki than drive this thing. I'm like, there's something wrong with you. And he got on that 1980 Suzuki, and he ripped. He wasn't standing the front end up, but he ripped out of there like I couldn't keep up with him on the Harley. I couldn't. I mean, he was gone, and he liked that. It sounded like a Formula One car. Like wee 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 wee. He was gone, and he liked having that extra power when he needed it. If he got that weird hair up his ass, or and he wanted to fucking go, he wanted to go, and he felt the Harley was it was too heavy. He said it was too heavy, it was underpowered, and it was just he said it was he thought it was dangerous. He thought it was dangerous. It was harder to ride the Harley than it would to be to ride. It took less. It took less to ride that Suzuki. You could put that Suzuki wherever he wanted to, and he would lean those till he was driving pipes on that bike. And he said it was dangerous to do that on the Harley because it was just too big and bulky. It wasn't balanced right. You would get, and here again, he was right because every now and then you would get. You ever have it happen to you? Or had it happen to me. I put a front fairing on the front of my bike.
Wobble.
And, dude, death wobble like crazy. You'd be doing 80 miles per hour, and all of a sudden the handlebars you gotta let go of the bars because they just start slapping the tank. And dude, I'll tell you what, you go into a death wobble, and Harleys are notorious for going into sometimes death wobbles just because they're the way the bounce are.
And it's that, and for the longest time the technology and the suspension wasn't the greatest.
Right.
So you had basically the equivalent of
1940s, 50s technology.
Right. And that's okay if you want that traditional thing. Now we're gonna get back to what we originally started talking about because we're almost out of time for tonight. So with this redesign, I feel like they're
playing catch up.
They're playing catch up, but too much too quick, because to me
the old timers are like,
not only that does not look like a Harley Davidson.
Okay.
And for those of you who may not know what we're talking about or haven't seen it, you can go to our Facebook page. It's Happy Hour with Tom and Rumble, and Rumble here posted a picture of it. It's the 2025 Sportster.
Yep. And tell me what you guys think. Go in there, tell me what you think. If you like it, tell me why you like it. I want to know why you like it. I mean, and you might be a Harley lover for years, or you might be somebody that's new in the motorcycle world. Like,
I think change is good, as much as people dislike change. But the problem is if I would see that bike unbadged, and didn't know what it was, I would bet dollars to donuts that it was not a Harley
Yeah,
Davidson.
it almost looks like a Triumph, maybe a Kawasaki, like the retro Kawasaki, because it kind of has that retro look a little bit, but then it has a futuristic fucking exhaust system.
It's a mix between a Bob Sportster and a street bike.
Yeah, it is. It is like the fat tire, fucking Bobby tire. Like
Yeah. Which I don't hate that
I,
look.
I like that look. I
I
like that.
hate everything else that has going on.
That look is
The
kind of what I did
plastic,
with my bike.
the plastic accents.
Yeah, not cool.
It almost looks like
A fucking
a Tron bike.
yeah, or a bike that like a kid's a fucking toy. It looks like a toy. Fucking
Right.
plastic everywhere.
Right. Right.
Like, I gotta. So you tell me I gotta take all these covers off to do anything? Like, yeah, it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. BMW, they have great bikes too. I mean, I mean, I don't know if you know that some of the technology that are in these new bikes. Like, there's uh, anti wheelie fucking sensors. There's this, that. There are sensors that if you lean too hard, it will correct you. It like, there's a lot of technology that goes. I mean, shit. The Goldwings have reverse. They got airbags. If that thing goes down, that around you, it will pop up into an airbag and kind of like go around you and kind of give you a little bit of a cushion, you know. And
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of people that go ride. I mean, I always look at there's some Harley riders that go far, but 99% of your Harley riders, they're weekend warriors. They're going maybe not. I'm not saying they're going to this bar to this bar, but they're going maybe 100 miles here and then back home, or they're quick hops. But there's people that put on thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of miles every year. Like Neil Peart, when he lost his wife and his daughter, and then Neil Peart is a band member of Rush. He actually left his house and he lived up in like Alberta, Connecticut. I mean, Alberta, Canada. He drove down to the California coast, all the way down to Mexico, all the way into South America. He didn't even know if he locked his front door. He was just in a daze. And from Mexico, he came back up the East Coast. He put on like 29,000 miles on that bike, and he never went home, and he just kind of just was the biggest surgeon. And he wrote a book about it. It's a pretty cool book. You gotta check it out. But we're at that time, I believe.
So I have one more question before we wrap it up tonight, and this is always something that kind of one of the two questions I always want to ask somebody that had a Harley. Now, you know me, I'm no stranger to Harley Davidsons. Been around them all my life.
Right.
And depending on who you ask and what age they are and what era they started riding, you get a slightly different answer. So for us, we're close in age. We're kind of in that Misfits generation. We're not one of the OGs.
Nope.
But we're not one of the ones who
We're not young anymore.
Right.
We're kind of we're almost to a point where we're being the OGs.
Right. So, do you feel that Harley Davidson now has become less of an enthusiast brand and more of a hobbyist brand? Or do you feel that the fact that it's still an enthusiast brand is why they're still in business? I don't feel that they're at top of the game anymore. I don't really believe they ever were.
Racing, they're coming around. Right. They're coming around in racing.
Well, I'm talking about for us, everyday people, or guys who go out and put the miles on.
I feel like they have to go back to the roots of racing Harley Davidsons more and getting it out there more, and that will get the younger generation. They'll get more people excited about it. But I do feel like they are losing the motorcycle lover, the enthusiast, the person that just loves motorcycle in general. I don't think that person that loves just motorcycle in period riding loves everything about it. A lot of those people are. I think they're kind of like looking at Harley like, you know what, like, you're not all that, and they're losing that. I mean, they're just they took for granted
what they had
way too long, and they didn't put money back into the, and that's on them. I mean, there's so many things that they could have. So they tried to do the electric bike, which was a good avenue, but Harley could have had. They put out that LimeWire, which was stupid, ugly, bulky, whatever. But the amount of the people that are buying these e-bikes, if Harley would have put a e-bike, even like a smaller e-bike, whatever, they could have cornered the market on e-bikes or this. There's so many different options that they could have went. And I think the electric bike is the future of motorcycling. Is the electric bike. I mean, my e-bike, I can get up to almost M30, and I can go 50 miles on one charge. Like,
Well, look at when we went up to get your e-bike now,
yeah,
that e-dirt bike that your
oh,
friend had.
dude, it was pulling my front end up, dude. Like right off the bat, I hit the throttle. The power's right there instantly. There's no bogging down on it, dude. And that thing wants to run, dude. I had it up to 60 miles per hour in no time, like in a matter of seconds. It was like,
Less than a city block.
yeah,
Oh,
I was
well, not even less than like
100 feet.
stop sign to stop sign of a city block.
Dude, it was nasty. Like it scared me. I was like, dude, this thing is badass. And I feel like that's I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I mean, who's gonna go to a drag racing when I mean, even in electric in general, who's gonna go when you don't smell the smells, hear the thundering of the motors and the your
Right.
eyes burning for the methane, like
Now,
that's an experience.
right. Now I have one more question for you, and then we're gonna call it. Do you feel motorcyclists in general? This is not a brand specific question. Do you feel that the core motorcyclists, the core people,
Uh-huh.
the majority of motorcycle, do you think that market is expanding? That the younger generations are where that there's an actual future in it? Do you see that? Or do you think the numbers are going to
I
decline?
think the numbers are declining. I mean,
And I'm asking this: do you think the older guys in their late 40s, 50s, 60s are the majority of the market right now?
yeah, I do believe you. Uh, so you definitely got those. You definitely got those. I'm not gonna say hipster, but you definitely got those people like I was when I was a younger kid. Like I'm buying a ratty old fucking sporty. I'm gonna throw it together. I don't care. It's gonna probably break down on me 10 times, and I'm gonna have a few good riding times with it. But it's majority of the time it's gonna break down on me. But you know what? I'm one of those kids. I'm a poor kid. You know, I scrape up the money I have, and I'm gonna throw together what I have. There's as a young rider, there's no like Harley isn't. There's not a lot of companies that are putting affordable.
They're not attractive.
Yeah, they're not attractive. They're not affordable. Like, dude, what? You're a new rider. Like, you're not gonna go to Harley. Harley is the pinnacle, and they're like the Rolls Royce of motorcycles, which they thought they were, but they're really not. Um, they need to start. They need to come off their pill, and I think they're slowly doing that now. But I don't see these kids getting on. There's not a lot of kids getting on motorcycles. Like, I mean, I asked my
What
nephew, "Hey, would you want to ride a motorcycle?" And he goes, "Oh no, God, no, that's dangerous."
I seen the other day. Actually, it was somebody came to visit here.
Mhm.
A V Star 1100 Classic.
Beautiful, beautiful bikes. I'm telling you, V Stars are beautiful bikes. Technology.
I
Don't love.
really started thinking differently about when I think about motorcycles.
Tell you what, that V Star you could probably buy for 45. Whatever. I don't know what
He,
year it was.
it was I don't remember what year he paid $1,200 for it.
Perfect. And you
Okay,
can do whatever the fuck you want
used.
with it.
Had less than 10,000 miles on it.
Awesome bike.
Wasn't in perfect
Is
condition.
that his first bike he ever rode?
Yep.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
Rattle
pretty heavy.
can, rattle
Pretty
can
heavy.
paint.
Pretty heavy.
He got it. He put new tires on it. Got the brakes redone.
Yeah.
And that's all he did. It's got some dents in the fuel tank. The guy who had it before him laid it over.
That's cool.
It's got character.
That's his.
I looked at it, and normally I'm instantly turned off, and I'm one of them guys, and
Put it on.
right. I'm usually turned off by anything that's not a Harley Davidson. This bike really
Snappy.
made me want to go V Star.
V Stars are a nice bike.
Right.
House Ollie Vulcans, great bikes too.
Right.
I mean, I heard they have like 2,900 watts of pussy pulling power, but I don't know. That's what I heard. That being said, there's a lot of bikes out there. Another good brand, Moto Guzzi's. Moto Guzzi's put out fucking awesome bikes. The design of their piston, the way their motors are designed is the ultimate. Like everything is balanced very well on a Moto Guzzi. They're Italian bikes. Check them out. My buddy that picked up the one dog, he's in the Aprilias. He has 2 Aprilias. I think it's a California Aprilia. There's only I think there's only 10 over in the country. Only 10 were brought over to America. He has one of them.
Cool. That's awesome.
And he barely takes it out, but his ass is pride and joy. But he loves, and he's a bigger guy like me, but he loves that. He loves that. Lay down. Look at Scott Powersports, his kid. Check out what his kid's doing in the motorcycle world. This kid's 16, maybe 17, and he is beating he's beating guys in their 30s, and he is a menace on a bike. He's been a menace on a bike since he's been little, but now he's actually going pavement and doing road racing. That being said,
yeah, we're gonna wrap this episode. I think we're gonna spoil you this week and put out 2 episodes
maybe, ooh,
because this is your short week
yeah.
at work. But hey guys, listen, reach out to us on Facebook.
Yeah, start interacting with us, man.
Interact with us. We're definitely gonna be posting more. I think today was the most we ever posted in one day.
Yeah, I was a little bored at work last night, and I decided to do
say hello to us, send us a message, make some comments. If you don't know what our Facebook is, I'm pretty sure everybody already does, but it's Happy Hour with Tom and Rumble. You'll know it when you see
gmail.com.
it. Also, email us. We'd love to hear from you. Perfect example. So we were just talking about bikes. Let us know how you feel about bikes. If you're a motorcyclist, let us know what kind of bike you have.
Show a picture. Send a picture.
What you think, what you would buy next if you're a Harley guy, if you say a Harley guy, if you're not a Harley guy, reach out to us. A lot of people are
going Indian.
Yeah, Indians are beautiful.
Yep.
They're almost too pretty.
They're pretty like me.
Right.
People don't want to admit it though,
But guys, again, the email's tomandrumble@gmail.com. And with that, we're gonna say have a good night, stay safe, and
fuck yeah, we love you. Yeah, get it at it. Do it.
All right, guys, be safe. Until next time.
Peace out.